Hey there, Taurus community. Soul Tigress here with a story for this wonderful community. As usual, I'm not sure. And I actually had a double question, like, why is Taurus needing to come out first this time again? And I literally pulled cards from the Foreclosure, and I got 2 Taurus cards right away. I had the 6 of Pentacles that came out, and then there was the Queen of Pentacles. So definitely it pulled me towards earth signs to come out this time first. And for some reason, Taurus, your ancestors, spirit guides, angels, as well as divine and universal energy want you to receive your messages first. You have not been forgotten. They are still there and they are still rooting for you. So let's talk about the new moon that is coming up in Leo. Leo is externalization of self, and the placement of the sun is very important in the chart. This shows where you can gain a lot of power in the movement that you want to go for. It also is where your leadership is at. So taking a look at the chart and seeing what's going on over there and seeing where your sun's at. My sun is in Aquarius. My Mercury's in Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius rising and I'm an Aquarius. So a lot of reforming and like going in for myself and saying this ain't working out and pointing out things that others just want to overlook. That is one of my powers, is being able to see something and see other ways of working it and to be able to produce more results. So where is your power at, Taurus? Now I want to talk about externalization, because for the Leo, this new moon is asking us to externalization or externalize of ourselves. And externalization is the tendency to project one's internal state to the outside world, generally regarded as an unconscious defense mechanism. So what that means is you're unaware of doing it. And a lot of people are unaware of certain habits that we gain in ways to protect ourselves, not thinking that we are protecting ourselves. I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. I used to operate in PTSD for a good probably 34, 35 years of my life. I've just recently got out of it, And one thing is I look back and I look at the routine I had, even my shopping routine of wanting to go extremely early in the morning when nobody was around. It was because that was me protecting myself in an environment that I did not feel protected in. So that is one example that we can do stuff unconsciously to protect ourselves. And this is all due to past experiences. So if you see that this Leo in this story keeps running into things, or their outside world keeps vibrating in the sense or almost reconfirming how these doubts around them, of them not being good enough, they see this like reconfirming in the environment, it's all an illusion. It is all an illusion in your mind. And what it is whatever we put out, we get back. So if you're saying it's a bad day, it's gonna be a bad day. If you're grateful for the day you got, you're gonna see how bright that sun shines. You're gonna hear the birds chirp a little bit more. You're gonna practice a little bit more patience because you're not in such a rush. You're enjoying life at that point. Now, don't forget, we are in the year of the wood dragon. Year of wood dragon for me is working on that foundation. Dragon is a very, very ancient, powerful animal that takes care of business. And this dragon this year wants us to take care of business in our foundations. A lot of us have been asking for things to change. This is the year to start making those changes. And with the new moon, or not the new moon, but the full moon coming up in Aquarius, all this changes Everything that you're striving for has to be brought back to the authentic self. What is this authentic self? What is the authentic expression that this Taurus needs to do? What is it that they have to hold back themselves to others, to conquer, to get in a line, to be able to overcome plateaus for themselves? The mind can be a very scary place if it hasn't been healed. So that's a little bit of the intro as to what's going to be happening this month for the Taurus community, and then for a lot of others. So let's get in. This is pretty long, 5 minutes in, but you're special and you deserve it. So as I'm preparing the cards, I'm feeling the vibe for the Taurus community. I'm getting Taurus is having a lot of headaches. A lot of headaches in the frontal lobe here. A lot of headaches, maybe even in the third eye. And even when I was getting into this, there's a lot of fog. There's a lot of distractions, making it hard for the Taurus in this story to concentrate. But there's something else that's coming in, and there's a buzzing. And the Taurus in this story can feel it in their ear. Now, I'm not sure if this is tinnitus kind of thing, being exposed to loud noises, and this is part of the distraction. Or it's incoming messages, and Taurus needs to open up when they hear this and kind of either evaluate how they feel, evaluate their surroundings, evaluate their energy, evaluate what's going on in their thoughts. Could be some kind of message coming in. And what also is happening is somebody or people, it's at least three others, if I look. Usually the cards will tell me right away. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 others. At least 3 others are noticing that this Taurus is distracted. They are distracted, and others are seeing it, and I'm hearing they're talking about it. So I don't know whatever this Taurus is distracted in, if they're trying to kind of keep it, to themselves. There's people that's noticing. Pay attention to smells. Pay attention. If something's coming in, something's coming in with your olfactory. I don't know what it is. I have a very sensitive olfactory. When I work on my clients, I have to wear a mask so I don't get distractions. But there's something in paying attention to the smells around you. Maybe getting into an environment that smells really earthly to help settle the emotions, to help lessen that stress for a little bit. Going in and using our olfactory can be something that can harmonize us. So be open to using your other senses. And then bear. Not bear as in, bear, I'm going to get you. But as in like a barren wasteland. As in something is bare. I'm not understanding that. Maybe Taurus is feeling bare. Bare in their gifts. Bare at work. Bare with the home life. Whether it's intimate or not. I'm not sure. Person, place, or thing. And then I have around artificial light. You don't know this, but the artificial light can actually irritate our optic nerves. And with that being said, that can produce headaches for some people. So be careful about that artificial light. Maybe dimming the lights down a little bit to give that optic nerve a little break, lessening the light on the laptops, the phones and stuff like that. And then the last thing is, Taurus, whatever you're handling, whatever you're working on, whatever has you distracted, you got to handle the things around it, within it, and about it with care. especially when it comes to expressing that care onto yourself. One thing I can say is a lot of times when we look into our past, we don't feel like we were protecting ourselves. We don't feel like we were following our intuition, especially if we're playing the blame game on ourselves. So being open to the thoughts and being open to what your mindset, what your knowledge was back then. And you may see that you were protecting yourself. You were doing the best that you could with the knowledge that you had at that time. All right. 10 minutes in. Let's get started. So I have our Oracle cards here. Talisman Oracle. And I also have What's the Tea as a bonus. I don't know. Something wants to get spelled. Y'all want me to spill it? I'm going to spill it for you. All right. So what we have come up face up is leadership. Leadership. What I'm hearing is being soft, but you can be very smart at the same time. You can win at the game that this Taurus is trying to play. And then I have good fortune in reverse. That's interesting. That is interesting. Like I said, whatever you're vibrating inside is going to be reproduced on the outside. So if you're saying it's a bad day, this day sucks, you're going to hit every red light. Your keys are going to keep dropping. Stuff's going to keep breaking. Your day is literally going to match up with what you're calling it. That's just what happens. Then I have courage in reverse. Again, this is going to talk about that new moon. Maybe having the courage to externalize of yourself in a different way. Seeing that you've been doing it all along. And now that you know a little bit more, you're only critiquing as if a parent would critique a child. And that means you care. You're looking back because you care. You're looking back because there is something there that could have been where your willpower wasn't at its best. Maybe something that made you feel like held your willpower back. Maybe you felt like you held your willpower back. But again, if you're reflecting in times where you were younger and you only had so much knowledge on how to handle situations, it's being able to see that you were using your willpower. It was just in a different sense. Yeah. Blessed day. Blessed day. Every day is a blessing when you go through the transformations. Now, I forgot that willpower touched on the block deck, so let's see what's going on with that willpower. I have the 11 of needles here. Or no, it's the 2 of needles. So I have, yeah, because they're doing the Roman numeral numbers. So I have the 2 of needles here. Right here. But this one came in reverse. So this is Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Pretty awesome. So we have her seeing her working hard on a future project. And right now, this willpower, what I would say is the Taurus in this story feels like they didn't have a say-so in this project. Maybe they had to work on it, but they couldn't do it the way that they wanted to do it, the way that they felt like they needed to do it. And I'm noticing a lot of red, a lot of passion that they wanted to express. It could have been a lot of love they wanted to express, the way that they wanted to love. Very interesting. We're going to ask for one more card. One more card. One more card. Here we are. And what I have land on Blessed Day, banish a curse. How do you banish a curse? All right, so this is interesting. It depends on what you believe in. I've been called a lot of things. People have tried to classify me as a lot of things. What I can openly say is I'm not a witch. I'm an energy worker. I'm a Reiki master. I am a body worker, a life coach, stuff like that. I've been called a healer. I've been called a shaman. I've been called a lot of other things too. No. But going down the rabbit hole of a lot of things lately, especially when it comes to spells and curses, again, I'm not a witch. I don't dabble in that stuff. But I like learning. And it depends on how you believe on this curse. If you go down the witch way, then you're going to feel like something has hexed you, something has it out for you. It's interesting. But there was one book that I had read a long time ago, and it was about the Aborigines. And they talked about how they use telepathy to communicate. And the voices they don't use because they believe the voices are sacred. They produce sacred sounds, beautiful noises. And with that being said, and you look into energy work, manifestations, and stuff like that, what it comes down is to the belief. This is my opinion. This is strictly just my opinion. If you believe that there is a curse on you, you will feed into it. And that goes to the belief if you're having a bad day. This is what I'm getting at. Because what you do is you repeat it, and you repeat it, and you repeat it, and you make it so. Your body, your spirit, your brain all hears this and absorbs it, and it helps do things to where you're going to put this out there too. And the situations you're going to deal with are going to involve this. So say a person, I was watching this one video. This is a good example. Envy Pomperis, wonderful lady. And she was talking about how she was having surfing lessons. And there was rocks in a certain point. And the teacher told the class, don't go to those rocks. Don't go to those rocks. Don't go to those rocks. And so for some reason, she kept going to the rocks. And the teacher's like, why do you keep going to the rocks? And she goes, I keep thinking, not going. I'm trying my best to avoid them. He goes, that's your problem. You're focusing too much on them. That's why you keep going to that. You follow me there? So a lot of times we will find that we are in conflict with repeating the stuff our parents did, such as alcoholism, maybe sex addictions, maybe cheating, maybe being unemotionally available. And a lot of times because we see those examples, we think that those are the examples. So banish a curse can come in a lot of different areas. Can you see how that can happen? But what it is a person giving their focus to it, harboring it. It's almost like the placebo effect. The placebo effect can go both in negative and positive directions. I can use an example on that, but I'm not going to talk about that. Nope. Save that for another time. But it was something we recently went through. But anywho. So definitely, if you believe it, and you do work to keep it, or you do work to keep focusing on it, it's still going to be there. Now, it could be getting over a frame of thinking, but doing that is going to take work. Anything new takes work. It takes courage. It takes the willpower. It takes being able to see the blessings a person has. And that could be hard when you're in the thick of it. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. What else needs to be expressed for the Taurus in this community, in this story? Oh, this is very fitting. This is Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy right here, but there is a centaur. I have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, talking about going off in a passionate direction. But maybe this Knight of Pentacles has went off. This Taurus has went off in a passionate direction, but they're still distracted. They're not looking at the root of the problem. A lot of Eastern medicine looks at the root of the problem, not just going in and cutting out what the problem is, what is causing the problem. So there's something that we need to make some movement towards for this Taurus. What's the problem? And we have a Page of Wands in reverse. What I'm thinking is this problem is actually, it's like a 2-for-1 deal. Except for I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have a 9-for-1 deal. This is the Page of Wands. So this is something that this Taurus could have been shown as a child, or maybe things that Taurus has done since as a child to deliver or to be able to go in a direction, or even stand up for themselves, or even view themselves. This is very interesting. Let's get a clarity card. Clarity card for the Page of Wands. It's definitely something that's pulled at this Taurus's strength. Maybe something that Taurus always thought was better than them. That's what they tricked themselves into. Better than them. Better than them. This is very interesting. So I have the King of Cups, who lands on the willpower. For some reason, I feel like Taurus has stopped the movement of the willpower. They stopped the movement of the willpower because this is just the way it is. This is how I'm meant to feel. It's just always drained. And then I have this transformation, though. That this is a part of the journey. You're right on cue. That is what this is telling me. Everything that this Taurus and this story is going through, they're feeling the confusion. It's right on cue. How can you say my suffering's right on cue? Sometimes you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired to get up to do something. So whatever this Taurus is looking back on how whoever they thought was pure, however this other energy taught them that they thought that this energy was everything, it wasn't it. It's been very draining. But this is what you got to get sick and tired of to come out, to be able to do your thing. So now I have the King of Swords, and the Temperance. Oh yeah, this is just verifying what I just said. And look at what we got on that Temperance. The dragon. You're the wood dragon there. Temperance is going to be your Sagittarius. Your Sagittarius, I believe, is your mutable end of cycles. This is a philosopher. This is a healer here. This is a person who's also a teacher. That's what those guides do for you. So this is something that you're being guided to. You're being guided into these thoughts, into feeling how you feel. When it comes about, honestly, when you get ready to get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you feel like you're the crazy one. That's why I'm not even going to call this King of Swords in reverse ignorant. I'm not. Because you have enough people around you to do that. You have everyone who's saying that you're wrong because they're going with the flow. They're going with the traditions. They don't want you to move past. Why don't they want you to move past? Because you're doing something different and they don't understand. They had their calling. They had their chance to rise up, but they didn't. And I feel like something here, this is a burden. This is something that weighs heavy on Taurus. It's almost like it's debatable, like, should I turn my back on it? Should I turn my back on this guidance? Should I go with the flow? Ooh, that's interesting. So this Emperor wanted to fall out onto the Temperance and the King. What I take this as your ancestors are mad. They are mad because you want to turn your back on the guidance. You want to slow the movement. You've built so much, and it's all upside down on you. It is all upside down on you. And in so many ways, you want to take your home and just go. You want to go. And that is actually the Cancerian symbol. Cancerian is establishing foundations. Establishing foundations. You want to take your home and run. We have the Ten of Pentacles. You've reached the limits. You've reached your limits. You've grown as much as you can grow in this. Why? Because it's all the same. It's a repetitive cycle. And you're seeing it. And you're seeing how this affects you. You're seeing how this turns your emotional world upside down. I heard something, I'm hearing it in my head now. I was watching something on IG, and it was talking about spiritual growth. And it says, lost, good. You're in the right spot. And that's what I'm hearing now. It's okay to be a little lost. It's okay to question the traditions. It is okay. It is okay. Because on the other side, you have the power. You have the power to. If you've built up to a 10 of Pentacles at this point, through the foundation that you have, then you've been doing it. You've just been operating in a certain, what I would say is a closed spectrum. Your light, once you start getting more into your authentic self and start vibrating in your internal home, how you feel about yourself, that spectrum's going to go out. And the wider and wider and wider and wider until you are vibrating a light from all around you. And that light is love. That light is abundance. That light is acceptance. And it's also gratefulness. All right, so I'm here. Let's go ahead and move on to the block. What is it? What is it about the block? Oh, it's some you see, but it's some you don't see. It's something you don't want to recognize. How come you're not smelling the bullshit in the air? This bullshit in the air has to do with the confusion of a taking energy. This energy could come in as a giver. Or what are they baking? What are they baking? Something's not right. Something isn't right with what they're cooking up, what they've been cooking up. Oh, watch yourself. Watch yourself. If something happens, somebody's cooking up something. Could be actual food. Could be an idea. Could be a proposition. Use your other senses to interpret what's really going on. And this is a part of that transformation. This is a part of aligning with yourself. A lot of times I tell people, don't focus on what you think all the time. Focus on how you feel. Let's validate that, because what we think could be filled with distractions. How you feel is getting a little bit closer into that heart chakra, is getting a little bit closer into spirit. So yeah, smell what's in the air. Smell what's in the air. I had heard something about low frequency people. They stink. And you know what? They do have a certain smell. Everybody has a certain smell. If you take prescriptions, the prescriptions will change your smell. Certain foods you intake will change your smell. Certain hormones that are fluctuating more or less are going to change up a person's odor. So whatever it is, whoever's cooking up something that you've been confused on, that you've been blocking that intuition on, I'm hearing that the guys want you to cut the bullshit out. Cut that bullshit. That's part of having that willpower. That's a part of acting on whatever it is that you need to act on that keeps you closer to your authentic self. But right now, I have the 6 of Potions coming out in side position on the Temperance, on the Emperor, on the King. Is that buzzing not just buzzing in the air? Is the Taurus in this story been drinking some spirits? Oh, that will align you with some spirits, but it's definitely gonna unalign you with the spirits that, you know, are trying to help you. Is this a part of the distractions? Is this a part? Let's go ahead. I want a clarity card for that. Actually, let's go with the T. Let's talk about these spirits. Is somebody not doing the blocking? Because that was in reverse. Oh, okay, let's talk about something. I don't drink. I don't drink because I know I can make some poor choices on some potions, on some spirits, on some stuff. Plus, I like feeling good the next day. And I know some people drink out there to give themselves an excuse to act like a fool. To call that ex, to make them stupid moves of throwing their sandals at the bartender, hanging out the windows, whatever y'all doing out there. The whole thing is, if you're doing this, you guys are seeing it and they're saying you need to knock this out. You need to knock this out so you can see what's going on in the kitchen. Somebody's cooking something and it's not right. And pay attention, because if they keep bringing you this kind of stuff, especially when they're trying to bring something your way to sway you, maybe it's to get a Taurus to compromise, to lessen the Taurus's intuition on something. Oh my goodness. All right, what's the T on this? We got a whole bunch coming. All right, so the T on the potions. Oh, they don't want to see your light. All right, so the T on the potions is I have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody's jealous. Somebody's jealous. Your light irritates their demons. They talking shit. And you know it. That's what I just heard. You know it. You hear the passive aggressive marks. You hear the jealousy. You know it. And then I have the 7 of Candles. 7 of Candles in reverse. They're mad because they can't match up. They can't light their candles. They can't light their way. What I'm hearing is they envy you. They're jealous of you. But at the same time, they need you. They need you. And what I'm hearing is for some kind of credit. I don't know what that means. But for some reason, you feel whatever they're doing. You feel it. It's like however it is that they keep you distracted with these propositions or something, you're feeling it. You are feeling, because they could be going behind your back. I got one over on Taurus. Or guess what? I know how to get over on Taurus. Let me bring them something. Let me bring them some. Yeah, your guys are upset. They're upset because you're not smelling this. You're not smelling the bullshit in the air. Oh, but I'm hearing people pleaser. People pleaser. Taurus just wants to help. Taurus just wants to build. Taurus wants to prove themselves. What else would like to come out? Taurus wants to pull my hair. Jeez, calm down. Here comes again. I have the 7 of Potions. Oh, they playing you like a fiddle. They is playing you like a fiddle. What it is I think you're keeping up with them. You're letting stuff happen. You may be consuming whatever they're putting on, but you have an inkling idea, something like that. You have some hint of what's going on. Every time they bring you something, you seeing it. You seen that little skeleton in their closet, their little ghost, their little tricks that they're trying to play. You see it, but you haven't called them out on it. You have not called them out. I'm curious. I want a direct one. What are you doing, Taurus? What are you doing? Why hasn't Taurus called them out? I have Forcer. Forces things on you, forces their way, and uses force to get what they want. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So we got a dirty offer in reverse, and we got Forcer. You find ways to get out of the dirty offers. You make your excuses. I see that. But there's something in the past that you don't want to come off being like again. And that puts you in the background still. There's something that you don't want to exert that makes you feel like you're going to repeat something. That takes your willpower down and takes that courage down. And this has to do with how you feel like your fortune. This could be the fortune in the home. This doesn't just have to be material fortune. This could be family fortune. This could be career fortune. But it's success. It doesn't say success, but that's what I'm feeling. Your good fortune, your good juju, your good energy. Don't want to force. Why don't you want to force? Why don't you want to stick your heels in the ground? You're being stubborn on one sense with this thinking on what you want to avoid, but you're not getting stubborn on how you want to carve your masterpiece. It's like you let somebody in there and say, nope, that's not right. Nope, that's not right. Nope, that's not right. And what do we say? That full moon in Aquarius says that you need to be truly authentic to yourself. Because everyone else's opinions and stuff, it's going to show in the work. It's going to show in your passion for it. And it could be something that wears a person down. What I have here is the Sun. And reverse. The Sun card in reverse. There's no movement. They don't want you to move. Everything has to do with whoever's around. Whoever's giving you the potions. Whatever this person keeps cooking up. This person keeps cooking up. What I get is this person is cooking up ingredients. Certain ingredients. These ingredients are tailored just for you. What do I mean? What do I mean? When it comes to an energetic level and you got manipulative, narcissistic, envious, jealousy type of frequencies around you, they're going to come in. A true narcissist will come in and they will listen to you. They will appear non-narcissistic to you. They can appear non-narcissistic in many conversations to you, but then you see another side to them. That could be, you know, that bullshit in the kitchen. Anyway, the narcissistic will come in and they'll listen to you. They'll make you feel heard, but it's not to actually hear you. What they're doing is they got internal pen and paper. Taurus was abandoned when they were little. Taurus does not have a good relationship with family. Taurus's fear is this. Taurus has anxieties over this. What they do is they study you. Narcissists are smart. No, I'm not giving them too much credit, but they are smart. They're thinkers. They're manipulators. That means they're playing. They're trying to play you to make the moves that they want to do. It takes a smart person to do that. I'm not gonna lie. They're smart in a stupid, manipulative sense. Okay? So what happened was, in this block, Taurus told whoever keeps giving the potions, who's ever cooking up in that kitchen, whoever is talking this stuff, this passive aggression in front of you, but is straight just shit talking behind your back, excuse my language. And they're mad. They're mad. They are mad. So what they do is they come in and let me go ahead and poke at Taurus's ego today. Let me bring up some stuff. Really listen to how people talk to you. Listen to what they want to talk about. If a person's really focused on talking about certain things that they know that bug you, or bringing up certain faults of yours, bringing up anything that dims your light, that doesn't help foster a hospitable environment, there you go, a hospitable environment where you feel like you can be comfortable, that person has an agenda. And if they're offering you something right away to get more out of you, to get you to spill your tea a little bit more, it's as simple as changing up the conversation. It is as simple as changing up that conversation. You don't got to talk about yourself. And for some reason, I feel like you have to talk about yourself because there ain't nothing to talk about with this person. That's because they made it that way. Go ahead, flip the script on them. They want to ask you a question, answer that question very briefly, but then start to ask them. And make sure always to curve that conversation to them and see what they really want to talk about. It's going to show you what their interests are, and you might just smell the shit on their shoe. All right. And I would stop taking stuff from this person. I don't care if it's a loved one. I don't care if it's a family member. I don't care if it's a coworker. I don't care if you thought it was somebody you are really, really close with. I would stop taking stuff from this person. If anything, like I said, reverse the roles. Be the one to offer stuff instead. Delegate what you want to offer. If you don't want to offer spirits, then bring some Kool-Aid. Bring some tea. There's other things to intake. When it comes to this person up in that kitchen, be up in that kitchen the whole time with them. Don't let them out of your sight. Be there, be active. When people are trying to be sneaky, they don't like an active person all up in it. They don't. And you know what? Something just might fall out. Ooh. Yeah, your ancestors are upset. Your ancestors are upset. They don't know if you like walking around with shit on your shoe, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't know why they keep telling me that. Because you've been around this for so long. They're literally kind of like, do you not mind stepping in this? Are you okay with stepping in this? So, stop stepping in it. Stop letting them bring it to you. What is that? Cleanliness is next to godliness? Yeah, it's time to clean up some stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what needs to come out for the block for the Taurus community. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides. What will help the Taurus in this story? Alright, let's see. I have all tied up. All tied ups between the sun and deceit. And deceit is in reverse. This is what you're stuck between. You're stuck between who you really are, how you're really meant to shine. Got you tied up because you got stuff going on behind the walls, behind the scenes. I'm not even behind the scenes. Ancestors are saying baloney. It's right in front of your face. Look at that. Think of that. You've seen that look in someone's eyes before, and it made you question it. There was something you felt that made you question it. And you know what? This person right here, look at that. Whatever it is that this person is doing, they're wanting to bind you down. They want you to be their puppet. They want to be the master. It's be work, person, place, or thing. And you see how the sun, watch, we'll go like this now. See how the sun doing their own thing by themselves, cleansing out. See how they're not focused on the binds? See how they're not giving that deceitful one any attention? It is time to focus on number one. Getting back to yourself. Sometimes we can become a shell of ourselves when we're over here trying to balance out our environment, when we feel like self-sacrifice is the only way. I talk about tears of love, and I feel like the first tear of love has to do with what we feel like is self-sacrifice to prove that we love things. No, we shouldn't have to self-sacrifice to an extreme that it puts our light out. That's a misconception of love. And I'm going to tell you full-heartedly that right now. Anyone else trying to tell you different, they're selfish. They are selfish. It is very important to make sure that you are taken care of. Very important. So, 3 more cards. What else would like to come out? We have 2 here. This is going to fall into that banish the curse. Healer of the ages and envy. Here we go. Healer of the ages and envy. Look at that mofo. Look at that envious person. What it is with the people that you're dealing with is they don't have no belief. That's why they have to ride your ship of success. This is why they're trying to, you could almost say, trying to harvest your energy. I've even heard of people trying to steal destinies. I did not know that was a thing. I went down a big rabbit hole recently. And so it makes sense. Somebody wants what you have. And they're happy because they don't think they can attain it. And that's their own illusion. That is their own illusion. You need to realize you've been put in this position for a reason. You were given some kind of assignment. And it was to be able to have this transformation. Every time a person has a transformation, it does vibrate the human frequency, if it's a positive transformation, into a higher note. This healer of the ages is what I'm getting here is you are special. You are special and you are gifted. And everyone who tries to bind you down, everyone who has said otherwise or try to make you look crazy, it's because they can't do what you're doing. They can't. And it isn't that they don't have the gifts. It's that they won't recognize them. Kind of like how what's going on. You got that shit on your shoe you keep stepping in because of this mofo. But it's recognizing you were put here for a reason. You were meant to, I don't know, do something special. Maybe that something special comes at the expense for somebody else. There are people that we meet in life. Okay, this is cool. I didn't even know I was going to be able to talk about this here, but we'll go off on a tangent. So I was walking a few weeks ago, and when I was walking, I have been working on seeing past the 3D while in the 3D. And I was able to see a dimension where I could see the timelines running. And the timelines in the zone I was at is just many run one way, many run crisscross, many run at different angles. All right. So I was meant just to observe this, just to observe that I could see outside of this dimension while walking in this dimension. I had a nice shower meditation. And in this shower meditation, I seen the dimensions, or not the dimensions, but the timelines again. And these timelines, they were different colors. And instead of it running just like the first time I seen, what it is I would describe each road of timeline I seen in the original vision is made up of many different colors. I would say envision a rainbow. But there are colors that our eyes in this dimension with this vessel, we can't see. And what happens is we're on these timelines. And what I can see is even from the moment we wake up, depends on what timeline we're going to hop on. Oh yeah, we can change timelines even during our day and still get back to that original one. It's really weird, but it's cool, interesting. Anyway, so what happens is, you know how you're in the airport and it has that like escalator thing that people can stand on that take you through. So that is your timeline. That is automatically what's happening. You're coming through your day like this. Even though you say you're sitting down, I'm still riding on my timeline and it's still moving. But what happens is we get in these timelines where we're moving and we intersect with other timelines. This is how we intersect with other people. Now that's crazy because there's certain people that we're meant to intersect with just for 5 minutes, whether it's them giving us a lesson or us giving them a lesson. But that's how it really works, and how you vibrate that timeline is gonna depend on which way you're gonna go. Are you gonna go more to these darker colors where you feel lost, or are you gonna go more into the lighter colors of feeling love? Each color has its own vibration. This is really, like, it was really interesting. And I feel like right now you're on somebody else's timeline. They have tied you up and you're kind of like being dragged around on their timeline. They're keeping you there. So it's recognizing whatever this past curse, whatever you feel like you're saying you're not good enough for, and start operating in that blessed day. And it's really having the courage. It's having the courage to see that you do have good fortune. You can attract good fortune and bring in the willpower to do it. When there's somebody in there who's cooking up something saying that, yo, this ain't right. What are you doing? You're being weird. Like, I guess that person was right about you, or that just doesn't make sense. Like, you can think of a lot of passive aggressive things that a person can say that would dull another person's shine. But the courage is, in the face of these obstacles, in the face of these energy vampires, these wanting to steal your destiny type of mofos, you got to show them who they're playing with. Yes, a Leo will self-sacrifice and self-sacrifice. And I feel like that is why this verse came out. And reverse, it's time to stop self-sacrificing. It's time to rise up. It's time to be gentle with yourself. It's time to really start to unfold who you are, what you want, what you're working for, what are your goals, what are your morals, what are your ethics. It's not wrong to have those, especially in a society that deems savage as the end thing, a society that deems, cheating, moving on quick. If you don't feel that those things are right for you, have the courage to stand tall in what you do believe in. Because whatever you're vibrating inside is going to come out. And it's going to come into this world. It's a part of that transformation. Having that balance between the dark and the light. Seeing the lesson for what it is. And seeing that it's going to get you that resilience. You're being pressed like a diamond. Why? Because you can handle it. You were made to handle this. You were made to go on this journey for the Taurus in this story. To be able to see both the light and the darkened situations, but to be balanced, knowing that you can get frustrated, but being also able to step into your frustrations, evaluating, seeing what's going on, bringing light to them, bringing that love to them, knowing that you have to balance out both sides to you. Can't just be one way. But yeah, you have courage, willpower, blessed day, good fortune. You have that leadership taking off. You're the leader. You're even the leader right now. Maybe you've made some small moves. It's time to make a little bit bigger moves. That's a big kitty cat. And that is a big kitty cat people don't want to test. Alright? You may be the bull. You may be the bull. Don't forget, you got your horns. Bring them out. Bring them out. Bring them out. Don't let anybody keep feeding you their potions. Alright? That's all I got for ya. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Thank you so much for your time. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.